if you will going to the host one, you will be running out some commands, which is some destinations, which are not into your, routing table. In that scenario also, you can see it is controlled by your ceph table. Your controlling CPU is not coming into the picture. Can you see any packet? No. So far, any doubt? Any question? If no, let me show you some more thing. So let me run that command again, show IP ceph. Just try to understand there are a lot of capabilities which will be appearing later on when we will be talking about the BGP. But for now, just talk about the two capabilities, that is IPv4 and multicast. For both of these capabilities, you can see there is an entry 0.0.0.0.0 should be dropped to the null 0. It means that whenever such entries is coming, which is not into my routing table, it should be dropped by my null 0 interface, which is bit like your black hole. So when any of the unknown match packet will be coming on your router, it will be dropped. And this adjacency name is null adjacency. Okay, is it clear? So this is your first adjacency which I am talking about in our ceph table. And similarly, we have the null adjacency for the multicast capability also. Okay, different capability, different entries would be there. There is nothing for the IPv6, but it's all right. Even for our IPv4 packet, we can see that if there is something which is coming out, which is not included in my my routing table, even then my CPU will not be involved. My CPU will be left behind for doing out maybe other work not related to this. So this is my null adjacency, and maybe we can say the drop adjacency also. For the multicast, maybe you can say the drop adjacency. For the IPv4, we can say the null adjacency. Okay. There are some more adjacency which we need to talk about when we are talking about our ceph table. And one of them is punt adjacency. So what punt adjacency is saying? Punt adjacency is saying there can be some period of time. Just allow me a minute, please. So what punt adjacency is saying is that there can be a period of time when CPU need to be involved. Any of the n reason there can be, maybe one of the main reason, if the packet is coming in the fragmentation way, okay, your data plane CPU cannot handle it. So your control CPU need to be involved in those cases. So in those case where your packet is coming in the fragmentation part, maybe your controlled CPU need to be come into the picture. Very rare, very rarest in that case, we known as when CPU is coming into the picture in such scenarios known as punt adjacency. So punt means when my data plane CPU is not capable to handle those kind of traffic, is known as punt adjacency. But there is something more. Okay, let us say we have a LAN. In this LAN, we have maybe /16 of the subnet. When we have such a huge subnet in our routing table, okay, we would be having the entry of /16. In our ceph table, we would be entry of the /16, bit like this, maybe you can say /30 entry we have. Okay, bit like this, we would be entry of /16. But Give me a minute. Someone is calling me again and again. Just 1 minute, please. Okay, sorry for the disturbance. So we talked about the null adjacency. By the way, am I audible? Hello.
Yes.
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 You are
Yes.
Okay. So we were talking about the SAF. In the SAF, I talked about the null adjacency. I talked about the drop adjacency, and now I am talked about the punt adjacency. And the next part, I was talking about one more adjacency named as glean.
Then
So what the glean adjacency is saying is when packet is coming for one of our attached interface, the subnet is known to me, but MAC is not known to me. In that case, CPU will be get involved and CPU will be putting out the ARP request. It will drop the packet. It will say that, okay, drop the packet for now. If you don't have the ARP entry, let me initiate the ARP entry. First time the ARP entry will get initiated. Post that, it will be cached. Even the MAC will be cached in your adjacency table. And this is used in all of your products. This kind of adjacency will be used in all of your products, including the Nexus also, where your IOM and line card, if unaware about the MAC, it will push the packet to the soup to get out the ARP entry to have that kind of entry available. Okay, so such kind of entry, such kind of adjacency are known as glean adjacency. So in this scenario, what is the difference between the punt and the glean? If I will ask, then the answer would be, in case of punt, the capability is not there in our data plane CPU. There is no capability. Maybe as I gave you the example of the fragmented packet. But in glean case, we have the capability, but we don't have the resources to send the packet. Bit like the L2 for L2 rewrite. Okay, for L2 rewrite, I required the MAC, but I don't have the MAC entry. So in that case, I need to involve the CPU again if I don't have the ARP request already created. I would be showing you the same, because when I show you the ping this time, there were no CPU involvement was there, because ARP table was already in cached, and because of your ARP table, your adjacency table was also there. Okay, but in case if ARC table is not built up, then in very first scenario, you need to go to the CPU and you need to tell to the CPU that, okay, buddy, just tell me about this kind of stuff. Okay, so this is your glean. Maybe let me show you one of the example by changing of the interface. Config terminal, do show CDP neighbor. So I have R2 on fast Ethernet 0/0. So conti, oh, I am already there. In fast Ethernet 0/0, what is my IP? Do show IP interface brief. This is my IP with /30 subnet. Okay. What I am doing is I am putting IP address 10.1.1 instead of 30. I am just using maybe /24. And now, if I wanted to check show IP and so IPsec for 10.1.2.5. Can you see Glean? What it is telling? It is telling, yes, I have the entry for 1.2.0/24, but since I don't know about the MAC address, I need to go for the CPU for that, but it is a valid Glean adjacency. So far, any doubt, any question, guys, you can ask me. No.
So it is checking, so
Yeah.
it is checking for next stop arc, right? 10.1.2.5 is next stop, right?
That is next hop destination. That is already available. It is saying that yes, it is connected with my own interface, but I don't have the MAC address for the L2 packet rewrite.
L2, the MAC address for 2.5, correct?
For 2.5, yes.
Okay.
Uh, uh, Ravinder, one question.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yes. Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, some okay. Just one visible definition for punt and glean adjacency, so that I can note it down. I got a point, but like for noting it down for punt adjacency and glean adjacency.
See, if you will try to write down, maybe let me show you. Huh? You will not be able to grab that in the written.
Okay,
Let me show you. Maybe
okay, okay,
let me just show you. Uh, it is self efficiency. Okay, self efficiency. And if I will show you, maybe not Wikipedia from Cisco page, any of the Cisco
mm,
pages.
okay.
Okay, can you see the punt
Yes.
example feature that required some means there would be some no such kind of technical definition would be there that you would not be able to find out that okay what it is. I am just
Okay.
giving you each and everything in a very plain way. See, green
Okay.
urgency. What it is saying, when a router is connected directly to the several hosts, the fifth table on the router maintain a prefix for the subnet rather than for the individual host prefix. The subnet prefix point to the glean adjacency. When packet need to be forwarded to a specific host, the adjacency database is gleaned for the specific prefix. So once you are able to understand that, okay, what kind of adjacency I am talking about, you will be able to understand about these words also. Now these
Okay.
words would be very clear for you guys. Getting my point?
Yes. 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 Yes.
So
Okay.
glean means when capability is there, but it is fails to rewrite the packet.
Okay. Okay.
So that is your glean adjacency.
Because of non-availability of the MAC address, it
Yep,
forwards it to the CPU. Yes.
yep. And
Okay.
the one which
Okay.
is last, the last one is the cast. Cast. Maybe it's the pen. Cast. What is the cast adjacency is when some communication happen to the attached subnet person like 10.1.2.5, you can say, the entry will be cached at that time. So SAF will be aware about its MAC address and about each and every information. Maybe in this scenario, if I will check show IP adjacency, wait for what, show IP SAF for 10.1.2.2. Can you see? Since you have already pinged it, and since you pinged it, this entry is cached. And since it is cached, it is showing you that yes, I am aware about it. It is well cached in my cache table.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.